Hello. It is the evening of January 18th, 2019, and we hope that you're doing well tonight. Um, it's been a while, so this is a subject that it's just, I'm being flooded right now with, it's just like, imagine a fast motion of a tree growing and the branches growing out and smaller branches growing out of the thought process on this one is explosive. So we may not be able to incorporate all of the different aspects, but let's just see what we can do here. And of course, we don't worry about those things because what needs to be given is given, and that's, we just trust that, right? So the subject this evening it has to do with a new language, a brand new language, and that is the language of love. And you may be thinking, well, love is not a new thing. If anything, love is the oldest thing, the one thing, the source. True. But in this place, it's as if we have been barred off from the pure language of love that communicates within the heart in a way that very much resembles language, and some aspects of language, and that it speaks to us. Of course, it is superior to any language that we have invented, that humans have devised, and that we utilize because there's always how often are there problems in communication because it just doesn't exactly it doesn't communicate the exact everything. And I'm going to say that probably most of us have experienced that at some point. And I experience it often because well, not to divert off the subject too far, but when I speak, I'm pretty literal, and what I'm trying to give clarity, but even that, it's so funny because that totally backfires, because language is not just about communicating words that reflect what's going on in your brain. Communication has nuances, and communication has color, and it has shadow, and it has so much to it that even when one may try her damnedest to communicate with clarity and simplicity, the message can still be lost or not fully realized or received, because that's just the nature of the type of language that we have invented here. And the language of love also has all of those qualities and richness to it, yet the language of love, when it speaks, it is, the clarity is received and understood and absorbed on every level, with the precision that is of the most exactness. Um, and that is the language of love that we're talking about here. That is the new language, because that is something that is just, it's new for us. At least that is what that's what I'm feeling right now. And when I say feeling, that is, I'm feeling on a deep level a resounding yes, that is a true statement. It's not something that I'm very confident in my intelligence, my own intelligence on this matter, and so I'm pushing it. It's a feeling of yesness with a jillion exclamation points following it, that is the case, that we have embarked on this, and it's super exciting. So what we're gonna speak on now is how is that the language is evolving, or how it functions. So instead of trying to think of an analogy, we'll just make a statement and then continue. It's very difficult sometimes to articulate these things because they come fast. So the first thing is this understanding of what the language of love feels like. What it feels like. What, we're going to actually back that up even more. We got to peel that back a little more. The beginning of understanding the language of love is understanding love. And that is a feeling thing, a heart thing, intuitive. And that is the beginning of of the whole process. So for a long time, okay, so please forgive me if this is choppy. I really do apologize. In the past, when someone, if you were having a conversation with someone and they made a statement, that was not in alignment. No. Wow, this is tough, you guys. I'm so sorry. If in the past, take 3, in the past, when we would have conflict with another person, we immediately went to taking it personally. Many of us, maybe even most of us, that was our knee-jerk reaction. And maybe after, stepping back and thinking about the details and we were able to realize, we're able to elicit some help from love in the situation and say, I don't want to just jump to that and have these hard feelings against this person because of that interaction. So we ask love to open us and help us to have some insight so that we don't deal with that situation in any other way but in a loving way. Nonetheless, in the very first moments, we feel it against us as a person when we would come into conflict with another person. And so maybe that would manifest within us as a feeling of, this person has this against me, or this person is trying to prove that, or this was their intention and this is how they attacked me, and blah 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 blah. That's all taking it on a personal level, and that's not on a love level. All right, that's on a self or selfish level, because it's self. And so, again, we'd have these type of interactions maybe from time to time, and take it hard, take it bad that way on a personal level. Well, the more and more that we learn to go to love, so to speak, and say, hey, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to just, go with that knee-jerk reaction of, well, that person was trying to insult me or criticize me or put me down or lift themselves or whatever. I don't want to be that person. I want to leave that behind, because that's not helpful. And love is the thing. Love's the thing. And I want to put aside my own personal emotions and open and allow love, the spirit of love, to enter me, move in me, and help me to have some clarity in this situation, and then to respond in the situation with the spirit of love, or allow love to move in me and respond through me. And the more and more and more that we become that, because it's not just a behavior. Well, I want to be good, so let me do this. No, there's a deep feeling of wanting love to take over, because love's always going to move us in the most healthful and beneficial way for all people involved, right? Everyone's best interest is going to be at heart. So the more that we do this, we have been doing this, we have been preparing ourselves, preparing our minds and our hearts and our bodies. Believe it or not, every aspect of our being, we have been preparing for the next phase of what love can do, which is, at some point, when those situations arise, and probably they won't arise as often anymore, but when they do, and we're not even going to go into the why of that, but anyway, something else is going to take place, and it's just going to be like this click over to this new way of processing. And this is what it is. That interaction is going to happen, and you, as a person, you're not going to have that knee-jerk reaction anymore. That's not because you're holy or righteous or good. It's because you've aligned your different aspects of you, and they've come into harmony and balance, so to the point where you have received the spirit of love within you to such a degree that it overrides that other, paradigm that we've been living in of that knee-jerk reaction. It is going to be the first instinct And what is the instinct going to be? It's going to see whether or not the conflict, or the, not even conflict, whatever the statement will say that was made by the other person, it's going to feel it. You're not going to feel it on an emotional level anymore. Your spirit, the spirit, is going to feel it and be able to discern whether or not this energy, not even just the statement that was made, but this energy is like itself or not like itself. That's not a judgment. It's just the feeling of the energy. Love will recognize itself, and there will be a connection. And it's not even something that's going on in your brain or your thoughts or anything. It's just an automatic, just like when you pour water on soil and it just absorbs. The water is not sitting on top of the soil wondering what to do. It just moves in like that, and boom, boom, boom. And that's going to be the response within you. It's going to be, spirit, is this me, or is this something else? And that's it. Well, you might be saying, so what? So what is that? Remember we said, if it is love, there's going to be a connection or a communion. They're going to come together, an absorption, so to speak. If not, it's not going to be absorbed into. It's going to be recognized, and it's going to bounce right. It's going to bounce off. Because it's not about hurt or being, feeling dissed or feeling all the old crap. Love doesn't carry any of that kind of stuff. It's so black and white like that. Either it's absorbed and there is a communion, or it just bounces back. Now, to the physical person, the benefits of that is peace. You maintain your peace. You'll be able to feel that the energy, that other energy, it doesn't have the thing, the peace. It doesn't have the lightness, the freeness, and it can't get in, and it won't get in. But on a physical or intellectual, if you will, a mental level, you will understand, you will sense that wherever that energy is coming from, there is some, I don't want to say turmoil, there is some uneasiness or unrest, some other than peace going on in there. And that doesn't have to mean that a person is no good, evil, ill-willed, blah, blah, blah. You don't even go there. It's a realization, but it's love that has a realization. So there's none of that. It's just a deep awareness that there's something going on over there, but it's not coming in here. And that's the end of it. That's beautiful. So that's going to just be a part 1 to this, because there's more, and that was just the second aspect to learning this new language, is first understanding what love feels like and how it has this discernment with, as part of it, this sharp awareness of to be able to recognize what is it and what is not it that you will now have. That'll be part of the person that you have become because you've integrated through lessons and through openings in yourself of beseeching love to come in, to come in, to come in, to come in. And at some point, it's brought you to that second, we'll say, second phase. Anyway, in our next installment, we'll talk about the third phase. And that'll be, I can't even tell you when that's going to be coming up. But anyway, that's it for now. So super exciting. And as always, we want to wish you much love. Bye.